It's time for Alongside Lauren. I am Lauren and welcome to my kitchen. The whole purpose of Alongside Lauren is for me to take a few moments on my Sunday afternoon to do a few meal prep bits and pieces that will hopefully make my life easier for the coming week. And I'm hoping that you are also able to take this time this afternoon to also do the same thing. This week we are going to be dining on Japanese inspired lamb chops with some beautiful miso glazed vegetables. This recipe was inspired by some miso glazed eggplant that I had during the week that just tasted amazing. And we happened to get, quite fortuitously, a very large eggplant delivered in our fruit and veggie box this week, hence the inspiration. And this is my amazing sous chef, Heath.
Hello, yes.
Also my husband. And so first things first, I have got some pumpkin, potato, sweet potato and carrot roasting in the oven. And I've also got some soft veggies prepped. So I've cut in far too small a bowl. There is eggplant in there, I promise. There is, you just can't see it because of everything else that I have popped in here. I have also got some yellow squash that I had bought on clearance a few weeks ago, so they were in the freezer. Popped them out of there. I have got some capsicum and onion. So a bit of purple onion that I found. I don't remember buying, but so let's not worry about that. And I've also got just some garden variety, ye olde, just plain old brown onion there as well. So that will all sort of cook down, but because they don't take quite as long to cook as the pumpkin and everything else, I have got the everything else cooking in the oven first, and we'll pop them in sort of for the last half hour or so. So I'm going to get crack-a-lacking on the marinade for the lamb. So this is Japanese inspired. It's not, I guess, perfectly accurate Japanese cookery because I'm also trying to use what I have already got. So because I didn't want to see anyone or have anyone see me accidentally nearly take off a knuckle, I have grated the ginger ahead of time. So, 2 teaspoons of ginger? Yeah, that seems good to me. And we'll also add in some garlic. The recipe said, the recipe to sort of do, I guess, one batch, and I'll do a double batch of the marinade, said 1 garlic clove. Adorable. We'll put in 4 teaspoons, I reckon, which I have no idea what that approximates to. Probably a lot of garlic.
A nice amount of garlic.
Nice amount of garlic.
Household.
You know, like there's still bits and pieces going around at the moment, so
Yep.
you know,
Yeah. Garlic will keep away
everyone.
mostly people, but
Mostly
also
people. I've got soy, and I'm trying to remember. I was going to add in some sesame oil, but I didn't want to make it too intense. I'm just checking the notes that I had written. I promise I'm not like on Instagram or something at the same time. Yes. I am going to, she got very excited as she figured out what she was going to put in there. I'll also add in some sesame oil to this. I love sesame oil. It's such a great flavour. So sesame oil, you wouldn't use this for cooking in, apart from the fact that, that's expensive. But it's mostly for flavouring rather than, like using it like you would like an olive oil or something like that. So, yeah, my tablespoon was put in a different spot, which is fine. So, in terms of how much sesame oil is
a dollop.
a couple of good glugs. The flavour is quite pronounced, so you don't want to put in like a quarter of a cup or something like that, because that would be way too much. Now, normally you would use mirin, which is like a sweet cooking wine, and sake. I don't have sake. So we're going to use, this was like a white wine blend that we had last week, which is a little bit sweet. So I figure we'll use this. And we're going to do 6 teaspoons. I'm sure you all enjoyed listening to me count that out to myself under my breath because I struggled to keep track. And we'll also pop in some soy. So we'll pop in I reckon like equal amounts to, maybe 3. I'll give it a stir and see what it comes up with. This is definitely fly by the seat of your pants kind of cookery. And I was thinking, so because the lamb is going to be in the marinade sort of overnight, if I had the opportunity to kind of have a bit more control over things, I probably would add in like some lime juice. But because the acid in citrus juice will kind of denature the lamb if it's in there for too long, and we don't want to do that. It makes it like weirdly smushy rather than just tenderized. Like it kind of goes tender and then it goes like too far. So I'm adding in some lime zest so we kind of get all that flavour, but without getting weirdly smushy lamb, which we don't want, particularly because lamb is so expensive. Although the lamb that we're having is not too expensive. It's a terrible story. So I'll add in...
It's a good looking mixture.
Yeah, add in that lime zest there.
A little bit of everything.
Give it a mix.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to give it a smell. I think it...
Careful you don't put your hair in it.
I know. So I think it's got a good flavour profile there. I think that will be good. Excellent. So what I will do is grab the lamb, which is still in the process of defrosting, but that's okay because we'll be cooking it tomorrow night. And pop it straight into the marinade so as it defrosts, it'll just get all those flavours in. I'll just shake off the icicles from the lamb.
That'll be fine.
That'll be right.
Will you sit them out at all, or will they be fine just
No,
in the
they'll be
fridge?
fine in the fridge because
Yep.
we're cooking them tomorrow night. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we'll do sort of 2 chops each tomorrow night, and then I've got another pack of 6 rather. So that will all sort of work out in the end. I'll turn them over just so that they all get a good amount of flavour. But with this particular marinade, because lamb is quite fatty, so I haven't put any additional oil in the marinade, just
Right.
because that would be...
Excessive.
Yeah, that would just be a lot.
Got it.
And I don't do well with that, but that's like the great thing about having that additional acidulant in the marinade is that it will help to, that sort of lime zesty flavour will help to cut through. So I'll pop those beautiful chops into the fridge.
Perfect.
To be amazing. And now I am going to work on the glaze for the veg.
So this is the miso glaze.
Yeah. Oh, and that is a head of garlic.
That's all right. They're pretty resilient.
They are. And this is the miso. I just have to remember what I have to put in it. I say remember. I mean check.
So miso
Perfect.
flavoring is something that you buy. You don't make it. Hey.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
It's not something we have in the fridge too often.
no, but I had been wanting to do more sort of Japanese inspired cooking.
It's a very trendy way
I
of
know,
salting things
I
these days.
know,
You get miso everything these days.
I know. I think
Maybe
had
a little bit overdone in some places, like a miso caramel,
yes,
which is really just salted caramel.
yeah, it is.
But in this case, miso veggies, that makes
So
sense.
it is fermented, and fermented foods are quite trendy at the moment as well. So this will look like a lot, but we'll just keep in mind the fact that there is a lot of veg that we're going to be adding the glaze to. So there's 2 sort of heaped-ish tablespoons in there. And we will add in more garlic because, of course.
Because it's our household. We thrive on the stuff. No.
Well, it's got
There
there's
are
all
plenty of health
sorts of
benefits in garlic. Yeah.
yeah,
Is that what you-
antibacterial and antifungal properties,
It's
and
probably antioxidants.
probably well, and part of the reason why I do sort of I work hard at incorporating, lots of different flavors and levels of stuff and additional add-ins is that it's all beneficial for gut health and what have you, to have a good variety of stuff. So I'll give that a little bit of a mix. And again, like you would use your cooking sake, so your sweet and your sweet cooking wine, which we don't have. So I'll add in, this one. But because we've got the miso in there, we don't need to add the soy, and that also adds in the salt flavour. 1.
So is the miso not very salty
2.
on its own?
It is quite salty,
Oh, okay.
but that's why we're not adding
Yeah.
extra soy.
All right.
Okay, so we've got now like a nice sort of a miso-y paste. And I'm not going to put my hair in it, and I'm not going to lick it, I'm just going to sniff it. Oh yeah.
Good. That's the business.
Oh, it smells like Japan.
Oh, it smells like Japan. Definitely one of our favourite places in the world.
Favorite places in the world to go to. Excellent. So we'll set that aside, and that is going to go in the oven with the veg in about 5 minutes, which works out really well. So I'll pop these bits and pieces away, and the next thing that I am going to be working on is we got in our fruit and veg delivery, we got some celery sticks this week that also came with celery leaves. So celery leaves, not very exciting, but they do have a sort of similar flavour profile to parsley, although they're a bit tougher. So you would maybe use the younger sort of fresher leaves as an alternate to parsley if you wanted to, like to sort of garnish a dish or what have you. But what I thought we would do is for Bible study tonight, to make like a dip or something like that to have with our cheese board, we are going to make a celery leaf pesto, because why not? Oh, that goes in the fridge. So I've got some the celery leaves because I don't think I'll have quite enough celery to make up the whopping 80 grams that we need, which doesn't sound like a lot until you have to cut it all up. It's a lot. In the pesto, which will be really fun. Now, Mr. Barker, what would we like to drink this afternoon?
Oh, that's the most important question of the afternoon. Okay, so what have we got at the moment?
We've got odds and sods of white wine. We've got a red wine open, and we could create something gin related if you wanted to.
I actually think something wine related might be nice.
Okay.
Just on its own.
Perfect. That's the Nebbiolo that we had last night.
Lovely.
It's very nice.
What did you call it?
Is it Nebbiolo?
Nebbiolo Barbera.
Sure.
Never heard of it. That's an interesting variety name. So yes, let's do that.
So this particular pesto, apart from the fact that it's going to be using parsley leaves, is also going to be a little bit different in a few other ways, because rather than using Parmesan, I thought it would be a good opportunity to use up some other hard cheese that we've got kicking around at the moment.
Oh, and we've got some particularly good hard cheese.
We do.
Around.
But do we want to use a particularly good hard cheese? Or do we want to use
a little bit of it?
All right.
A little bit. Or will it not go with the flavour?
I think it will go with the flavour.
Okay.
So we've got just like a Cracker Barrel, so quite a strongly flavoured cheddar.
But we've also got
a truffle goat's cheese.
Goats or sheep? I think it's
sheep
cheese. Yeah, I think it's sheep cheese, which is super cool and super tasty. In fact.
Oh, so good.
There's something about that truffle flavour.
We'll see how that's enough.
Very good.
Oh, it's so good. We had very fancy scrambled eggs this morning.
We did.
So we had some leftover was it a goat's cheese truffle dip?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's going to be loud.
Good work jumping away at the time you did. All right. Well,
Woof.
Here. Have a sip of this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's nice.
It's interesting because it's a more pale wine, but it still punches pretty strong.
It's a good flavour. All right, so we'll just
scrape that down a bit.
Scrape that down. And instead of using pine nuts, which you would normally use in your pesto.
Or cashews.
Yeah. Oh, I could use cashews. I was going to use almonds.
No. I wasn't suggesting using cashews. I was saying that cashews are common in pesto as well.
Yeah, so I don't... Oh. Here we go.
Should we pause?
I'll just
pause.
That?
Press pause on that, and let's see how your veggies are looking, because I want to see that.
See that glaze.
That glaze go on. All right, they're looking pretty good. They're not quite cooked, right? But that's by design.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll put these in. See, I told you there was eggplant hiding in there.
Aha! There they are. Sneaky little
And
suckers.
I was going to put the glaze on immediately, but I am wondering if there's value in
Giving them a bit more
Giving
time.
them a little bit more time,
Oh, yeah.
just because that will just add another dimension of flavour to the softer veg.
Go for it.
So we'll give it
I trust your judgment on these things. It's
give it a bit of a
almost
mix. I am kind of
always
just
bang on.
flying by the seat of my pants a little bit.
I get a little bit educated each time.
Give that a good stir. Now, if you are making this veg to serve immediately, I would absolutely not put this much veg in this roasting tin. But because Heath and I are going to be eating this over the week, and when we refresh the veg, we put it in the air fryer, which will get some nice crispy bits. So it'll kind of provide that flavour, and it just means that I can be a bit lazy in the meantime. So I'm just going to put my timer on for 5 minutes.
Give it just a little scorchio.
Yes.
Scorchio meaning not burning.
No, just a little bit of browning. Scorchio. What show was that from?
I can't even remember, but gee, it cracked us up.
It's this comedy thing that we watched with so putting in 30 grams of nuts, which is like hardly anything.
Yeah, we watched it with your
Perfect.
sister and her husband, and we just cracked up.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And it was a weather report,
Yes.
and every location was very hot.
So they
it
just
was
said
pronounced
Scorchio.
Scorchio. Scorchio.
Scorchio.
And we use it all the time now for anything.
Yeah. So I think it was old when we watched it.
Mm.
And now it would probably be sort of like
Extremely
15 years since we watched it. So,
old. Yes.
and again, it says 1 garlic clove. Adorable. We will do 2. And while I peel that, do you reckon you could juice that lemon for me?
Happy to.
So we'll add in. So what Heath is doing there,
Which we explain every time. So.
I know, but he is rolling the lemon to help to apply pressure to the lemon cells that hold the juice, and it will release more juice.
And I can tell by rolling it that it's going to be a juicy one.
Oh yeah. Okay, so now we need to add in 80 grams of leaves. So we'll see how we go with the celery leaves. But I've also popped out to the herb garden and veggie patch, and I have pulled out some parsley as well that we'll use to top it up.
Which is looking amazing, by the
Yeah.
way. And we've got some nice veg coming in.
We
And-
do. We planted some zucchini
Yeah.
yesterday,
Mhm.
which is, I was going to say very exciting, and it is for me, but it just makes me sound so sad. And
Look, we know
pathetic.
zucchini is a bit of a boring vegetable and some people don't like it, but it is almost invisible as a flavour.
Yes.
I know that doesn't make any sense, but
No, it kind of just takes on whatever you're sort of putting with it.
And we have been using zucchini with all sorts of things lately, things that you would never expect.
Oh,
possible.
absolutely. We added it into some porridge this week.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing.
It didn't detract from it at all.
No. I would say it did make it a little bit green.
Yes. Yeah, little green flecks, but
Yeah.
but didn't affect the flavour at all.
No, it was,
Okay.
it was perfect.
How much of this did you want?
All the juice, but not yet.
All right. Okay. Well, there's a few seeds hiding in there, so you'll
All right,
just have
I'll
to
just be
when
careful.
you pour it.
So I've been adding in quite a bit, and so far I'm at 27 grams.
What were you shooting for? 80?
I got to get to 80.
Yeah.
So while I do this, there's a couple of bits and pieces that we need to get prepared for Bible study for tonight. So we need to
Sure.
do some veggie sticks if you're
Yep.
wanting to do that.
I can get on that. Is there a loaf of bread to cut up?
There is also a loaf of bread to cut up.
Got it.
You're in my mind.
Might give this a rinse.
Yes, get rid of the soy
And the cheese.
and the cheese. La la la. Oh, look, halfway.
Hey.
Okay, so I think I've successfully denuded that celery. And now to add in the parsley. And if that's still not enough, oh, perfect. It's actually a little bit over, so
Oh, good work.
no complaints there.
Now, this is a broccoli stem that you cut and set
Yeah,
aside.
I'll use it for coleslaw.
Okay, it's not for...
No.
I was thinking veggie sticks of broccoli stem. I don't know how popular that was going to be. It'd
Nope.
probably be perfectly edible.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, could be
Excellent.
loud again, I presume?
Not quite yet.
Oh.
So, one other thing that I'm changing up a little bit is rather than making all of the liquid olive oil, I'm going to add in lemon juice. So it will add flavour, but not quite as heavy as the olive oil. But don't worry, we'll still add some. I'm just trying to get those sneaky seeds out as they come through. It was a really juicy lemon.
It was
Oh
a
my gosh.
plenty juicy lemon. The things we get excited about in this household.
He says we, he means me.
Actually, anything food related.
There's 82 grams of juice in there. It's amazing. All right. Seeds in there. It's enough of that, Lauren.
See, even you like weighing stuff.
Heath gets really into weighing stuff.
I do like to weigh things. Mostly camping stuff, just to see how heavy it'll be to carry it and things like that for hiking.
Okay.
All right, have you
Stop
got some
that.
veg to come out?
Yeah, I'll just get this to 150. Perfecto.
All right.
The veg is already smelling really good.
It really is,
I have to
yes.
say. All right, tea towels at the ready.
All right. Admittedly, it doesn't look too different to when it went in.
No, but there's some extra colour there.
Yeah, a little bit of colour. All right.
Oh, actually,
Oh,
I think just a wee bit of oil. Now that's perfect.
it's a nice combination of colours that we've got
Yeah.
going there. Looks very fresh.
And as soon as you put that miso on, it's just got that beautiful flavour.
Mm.
And that scent of the ginger coming through too.
And because the ginger's not in giant cubes, it's also edible.
Oh, hush. I'd added some ginger to some stewed apple that I had made. And I had left it in to continue to infuse the flavours, but had neglected to warn Heath about it. So when he served us up our porridge and put the stewed apple on top, he had given himself a few slices of what he thought was apple, but
Apple?
was actually significantly sized pieces of ginger. Poor
I
man.
didn't realise there was ginger in it at all.
Nope.
And I bit down and started crunching away at this piece of what I assumed was undercooked apple and nice and crunchy. And very quickly I realised, oh, this gets...
Whew.
Oh, this is very
Yep.
spicy. This is not apple.
Poor man.
Anyway,
So we'll put that back in for about half an hour.
beautiful. All right.
And that is that.
That's that underway. We'll continue with our bits and bobs.
All right, we'll see how the pesto goes. Oh, no. Need to put salt in first. Whoops.
Good idea.
Quarter of a teaspoon. Do I have
A quarter of a
I know.
teaspoon? Is it even worth doing that? That seems a bit silly.
It looks like it probably would have been like 2 good pinches. So Heath and I had a really fun day yesterday.
We did. Oh. Sorry about that noise again.
Which I'll pop over here and tell you about.
So we enjoyed a birthday celebration picnic, which was pretty fun.
It was so good. Every time I have an egg and lettuce sandwich, I'm reminded how much I love egg and lettuce sandwiches. They're so delicious.
And you went and watched a musical.
I did. I went and saw Mamma Mia,
Pretty cool.
which was so much fun. Oh, let me give it a... Oh, yeah. Oh, the lemon. That's great.
It's working.
Yeah, really. Well, I'm enjoying that.
You think it might be a little bit tangy?
It might be for some people's taste. And because it's not made purely with olive oil, it will reduce the shelf life a little bit. But
Right, I see.
if you want to...
Let's have a look.
So see how it's like it's almost creamy in colour? Like rather than just your straight sort of pesto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how has it collected that creaminess?
I would say that like it's kind of a combination of the types of cheese, but also
yeah.
the addition of the lemon. But hang on? I'll grab you a
Sure.
really good.
You have that one. Pretty good? Awesome.
It'll also be really nice on toast with egg.
Now, my taste buds struggle with that really sour lemon without something to balance it, but no, that's really good. The carrot balances it.
Yeah.
Because it's got a
Because
sweetness.
it's a sweetness.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Way to go.
I'm stoked with that.
Nice job.
So I will pop it into a bowl.
What a great way to use celery leaves that nobody ever
exactly.
uses under any circumstances. All of a sudden, there you are, grabbing them and using them, making something way better. That's a really nice pesto.
I know.
It does help that we had super premium cheese.
Oh, yeah. And it's totally something that you would be able to use. Obviously, you could use Parmesan for, but we just, I'm trying to sort of use up the bits and pieces that we have got rather than opening up something else.
Again, one of Lauren's specialties, taking second rate, although none of that cheese was second rate.
No.
It was just, it had been sitting in the fridge a few days.
Yeah.
So it was time to use it up.
I would probably say
Taking second rate and turning it to first rate.
definitely the celery leaves would probably not be everyone's choice. They're also great like to chop up and add to soups and things like that too.
Way to go.
Yeah, the other thing that I'll be interested to see if it happens because of the amount of lemon juice that's in there, but you'll find that a basil pesto will oxidize quite quickly, so it'll sort of get brown on top. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'll glad wrap that. What I will quickly do, while we've got that beautiful pesto, leftover pesto, so classy, bits and pieces in the...
in the Thermomix?
Yeah, I reckon I'll do the slaw now.
Okay, yeah.
So we make coleslaw to go with our salad wraps pretty much every week. It's not very exciting. But I would hate to waste all that beautiful flavour. So I probably should have put it in a smaller bowl. That looks like I had a good go at it before anyone else got there. Oh, well.
Would you like me to put the chopped up veg into something?
Yeah, if you want to pop it on...
What do you reckon?
I don't know if like a platter? What do you reckon?
I could stand them up in this. Don't think that's going to work.
We've also got the celery there that we can add. I know that you don't love celery.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
But while we've got it...
I'll get cutting on that. It's a little floppy.
Well, what we can do is cut the ends off the celery.
Yes.
Or the bits that we're going to use now. And
Maybe
if
like
we...
this one. Should I cut them short?
No, like we'll cut them to just cut the ones that we're going to use now, and then we're going to sit it in some water.
Yep. And try to bring it
just
back to
let it
life.
come back.
All right.
It is also unseasonably warm at the moment.
It is.
Is this me or you?
That's me. That one there's you. Back to the good old days.
It's been a while.
So do
I'm
you
really
need the
happy
celery
with
out
that.
anymore?
No, once we've picked the... I'll do a little bit more.
Oh, do a bit more?
I know you don't like it.
Okay. Sure. We could do this chunk. Oh, it's a hooba.
Yeah, if you cut... I don't think that's going to be nice with celery sticks. Use
'cause
something
it's too
up.
dark.
Yeah, because it's too dark.
Okay. All right. Hiya.
So intrepid.
Yep.
All right.
Well,
so
I
we've
had
got...
had a ninja knife, so.
Okay, sure. So we're going to add in the broccoli stem. So we had dumplings for lunch, which was delicious. Just dumplings that we got from the supermarket because they were half price. Steamed them and they were delish. But we had them with some steamed broccoli, so I don't feel so bad for just serving Heath plain dumplings for lunch. And I rescued the stem because I couldn't help myself. And I think Janelle's just... Oh, did Janelle comment? She might have commented on...
She did. Yeah. She says, it's a protein ball, lentil shepherd's pie sort of day here.
Ah, perfect.
There you go. So, Janelle,
lentil
with
shepherd's pie.
lentil shepherd's pie is good. Yeah.
Yum.
And protein balls.
Oh, yeah.
Very convenient. Does that mean that Jeff is still there and cooking?
I'm not
or...
sure.
No, I'm not sure either.
So we've got the... Adding in some purple cabbage.
Excellent.
I'll just pop your veggie sticks on the zip letter.
We need a super slow motion camera or something that can capture this, and then we can play it back as it goes.
To see how it hopefully... Well, hopefully.
Hopefully. Now, do you need the Glad wrap?
I'd only left
Only
it.
to glad wrap the veg.
Yeah.
Okay. Which we can't glad wrap yet.
Well, we could probably just sit it in the fridge as is for now.
Okie dokie.
Maybe?
Yeah. Sounds good.
They're quite cute little carrots, aren't they? Adding in some carrot. Can you grab the mayonnaise?
I can. If you're there, Janelle, what goes in your protein balls?
Oh, yeah.
Just curious.
I'm going to grab some chives and spring onions from the garden.
I'm very curious to know. All right. Oh. So the veggie garden's going really, really well at the moment. And one of the things that we thought we would try grow one day, but not yet, is we found at Bunnings a cumin plant. We didn't buy it, but we'd never seen cumin plants before. We normally just buy cumin in the powder form or, something like that. But it was a really interesting looking little plant. So you never know, it might end up in our mix of different herbs and spices and bits and pieces. So that was pretty cool. Our lettuce is going really well. Our tomatoes, we've got some flowers there
Yes,
on the
we
tomato
do.
plants.
I'm so excited.
So we'll have tomatoes at some point probably. And yeah, the veggie garden overall is going really, really well.
Yeah, I'm excited about the chilies. We used to have this really great little chili plant at a house we lived in previously.
Oh yeah.
And I do miss that chili plant.
A rainbow chili plant.
Rainbow chili plant.
It was pretty spicy though. You
It
could only
was.
have a tiny, tiny bit of it. Otherwise, you burnt your mouth off.
So I found out the other day that the spice level of chilies is related to how hot the weather was when the chili fruit was ripening.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There you go. How interesting.
I know. Well, I think it's interesting.
Yeah, no, that's super interesting.
Oops. I'll use a big knife while Heath isn't looking. And in the apple. That veg is smelling so good.
Yeah, there's some really good smells coming out of our kitchen today. Which is a pretty common occurrence on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
Must admit. But yes, very good. All right, so this is going to be a cool tasting coleslaw this week.
I'm quite
Picking up that
excited
little bit
about
of-
it.
That little bit of pesto flavouring.
I nearly added in some extra parsley and then went, no, I think it's had enough.
Cool. Was that a bug?
No, it was a little bit of apple seed, but I was trying to
I
be
see.
sneaky about it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you for bringing attention to it.
Yeah. So just a little bit of salt.
Yep. Wee bit of pepper.
Oh, yep. What have you got there?
Pepper.
In what form?
Ground.
Oh,
In the sandwich bag.
that's convenient.
Pre-ground. Pre-ground by you, I believe.
Yeah, I thought that I'd put it all into the pepper grinder. We have a terrible pepper grinder.
Oh, it's the worst. I've never spent so much money on a pepper grinder, and it's useless.
It's terrible. It does not do a good job at all. So what we have to do is we have to pre-grind
Yeah.
the pepper.
So we
the
partially
Thermomix.
grind it.
And then pour the ground pepper into the grinder.
Like seriously, you
It's
have
so
one
silly. Yes.
job.
Anyway, it is what it is. It's just how it is.
But it is really annoying.
Yeah.
We're going to have to make more mustard. Not mustard. Actually, we are going to have to make more mustard soon. We'll have to do more mayo soon. Give it a good
Alright.
mix.
Cool. I'm excited. I mean, I know we make coleslaw all the time, but when you do little things like this to make it a bit different,
Make it a bit more interesting.
yeah, give it a bit of a jazz
Some
up,
additional flavour.
makes for an exciting week. Now, one thing, because we put them in wraps, we don't like to have it too juicy, and it's looking a little bit juicy, so we'll see how it goes. Hey,
Sorry.
who knows? No, it's nothing to be sorry about. Just a little bit more. Oh, very good. It's looking nice.
That little bit of pesto. Oh, so good.
Mm.
We just pop it in the container.
Nice and vibrant. What are we going to have with our wraps on throughout the week?
Well, we've got... Do we still have any corned meat in the
We
freezer?
probably do have a little bit of corned meat.
So it'll
We've
be
got a lot of chicken.
lots of chicken.
Yeah, from the chicken we cooked last week.
Yeah, so we did like a tzatziki marinated chicken, and it is so good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's excellent.
way better than I sort of anticipated.
Hmm.
So I should have picked a much bigger container.
Are you running out of room?
I might be.
Oh, you'll be right. Unless you've got a heap there that you haven't.
No, it's just,
you
it
do.
will end up being pretty perfect.
Yeah, nice work.
Yeah, I'll pretend I planned it.
Well done. The beauty of doing things live. You just never know how it's going to go.
Well,
Right,
I
there we
reckon
go.
that is going to be amazing.
I think it's excellent. And
Yeah.
yes, it
So-
will be a very flavoursome
So we just
wrap.
need the celery to sort itself out and sort of get nice and packed. The
Come on.
veggies will be out in about 12 minutes, and I've got a few other little bits and pieces to do, but it has been so nice to have an opportunity just to take those few moments this afternoon to get bits and pieces prepared while we're feeling nice and relaxed and chilled out with a glass of wine in hand. And we can't wait to do it all again with you next Sunday on Alongside Lauren.